hours. It's been fluctuating, the predictions. I mean, originally a few days ago it was like 1 p.m, the eye hitting Tampa. Then it to around 11 tonight. Now they're saying we're like 8 or 9 o'clock Eastern. So what, 7 or 8 o'clock Central Time? One thing's for sure, the Weather Channel ratings go through the roof when this kind of stuff happens. But keep your thoughts and prayers on the Tampa area. It's absolutely crazy just how, like, you know, Tampa is getting crushed, and then, like, it's beautiful weather in Destin or Panama City or Fort Walton Beach or Pensacola. Just a gorgeous day there. It's kind of crazy. Grayton Beach is basically sunny right now. Windy. Gulf breeze, Pensacola, windy but sunny. They basically have the weather we've got going here in New Orleans. A gorgeous day in New Orleans, and right across the Gulf of Mexico on the Florida Peninsula, devastating rain, storm surge, wind, tornadoes. It's pretty mind-boggling. Hurricane Milton bearing down on the Tampa, St. Pete area. Now a Category 4, winds of about 145 miles an hour. "150 miles southwest of Tampa right now, the eye of the storm. It'll hit Florida as a Category 3, maybe winds around 125 miles an hour, 120. Tornadoes forming on the outer bands. One crossed over I-75 in Tampa earlier today, literally just people photoing, videoing the from their car, a tornado just buzzing across the interstate. 8 total tornado warnings south of Tampa just this morning, so there may be a few more that have happened this afternoon. 8 at least. Miami has 7 tornado warnings issued in Miami. Now, all we can hope and pray for is minimal storm surge, that the rain isn't bad, that the winds slow down, that the storm speeds up and beelines across Florida into the Atlantic very, very quickly. Minimum damage, hopefully no deaths. That's all we can hope for at this point, but this is a historic storm. This is just so disheartening. On I-75, a dog tied to a fence pole right off the interstate, standing in like a foot plus of water. Like eventually the dog is going to drown if thank goodness the Florida Highway Patrol spotted the dog. I hope they find the owner of the dog. I really do. That's of vital importance. The dog's safety and well-being is number one. But number two is finding the owners and putting them in jail for animal cruelty. It's like the woman in Luling on Monday that was dragging the dog behind her car. A rope tied around the dog is dragging behind the car. People stopped it. The dog's in critical but stable condition at a vet in Luling. Now, that woman was arrested and put in jail. People that do this animal cruelty, 2 things. One, they usually don't treat humans that well. Next, it's us. You don't want these lunatics in society. If they're legitimately crazy, if they're off their meds, if they're on drugs, whatever the case may be. And second, they need to go to jail so it disrupts their life. And other idiots out there that have animal cruelty tendencies, thinking animals like a material possession, not a living, breathing creature that feels. No, it sends a message to them that your life will get disrupted. You could lose your job. You could lose your car or your house or your apartment, whatever the case may be, because you're going to be majorly inconvenienced at the least and going to jail for a little while, hopefully a long while. Hopefully a long while. If found, what should happen to the previous owners of this dog? A beautiful dog, by the way, tied to a fence post about 50 yards off of I-75. And when the police got there, they had to walk through about a foot or two of water. The water was up to the dog's chest. The storm's going to come in, the water's going to rise, and the dog's going to drown. Just pathetic. What kind of human beings are these? If they're found, the owners of this dog, what should happen to the previous owners? What should be the penalty? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away this afternoon. Couple of sports-related questions. Name 3 of 4 Louisiana stadiums that the Saints have played games in. Name 3 of the 4 Louisiana football stadiums that the Saints have played games in. 3 of 4. If you got the answer to that, I've got 50 big bucks to one of the 4 area Woodhouse Day Spas. 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore, by the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge. Name 3 of 4 Louisiana stadiums the Saints have played games in. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Let's switch over to hoops. New Orleans venues that professional basketball has been played in. There are 5 that I can count. New Orleans venues that professional basketball has been played in. Name 4 of the 5. And I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Boy, just off the top of my head, I came up with like 15 different prime steakhouses in Metro New Orleans and a few more restaurants that serve prime beef in one form or fashion. Might be a filet or a New York strip. Name 5 of these prime steakhouses. I came up with like 15. Name 5. And I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. You know the rules. No intranet device. No search engines, Google, DuckDuckGo, Bing, Yahoo, none of that. You either know the answer or you don't. Mayor Cantrell's father-in-law sued by Gulf Coast Bank for his deceased son's debt. Owes $33,000 plus on a couple of loans. Former Judge Harry Cantrell co-signed. He's responsible. Jason Cantrell passed away in August of last year. The Trump Bible. The Trump Bible. Yeah, there's a Donald Trump Bible. It's $60. Unless he autographs it, then it's a cool $1,000. A $940 signature. It's made in China, by the way, that Bible. Made in China, not in the United States. That's kind of crazy. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. The 4 o'clock hour this afternoon brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company. The bakers of that yummy, beloved Leidenheimer French bread. They've only been doing that since 1896 here in the city of New Orleans. They now ship out to 30 states, that wonderful Leidenheimer French bread we love, to 30 states around the country. All of it baked right here in New Orleans. Truly good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread, Leidenheimer Baking Company. 4 o'clock hour this afternoon, brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com. Your cool spot.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters.
And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program where you're the show producer, whatever you want to discuss. Maybe something I'm not talking about enough. Maybe something I'm not talking about at all. Maybe something I'm talking about and I've got it all wrong. You're the show producer. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Let's head to those Rouse's Markets phone lines. 766-9480. That's how Robert in New Orleans dialed us up. What's up, Robert?
Hey, well, first I want to answer one of those questions. 3 stadiums the Saints played in: Superdome, obviously, Tulane Stadium, and Tiger Stadium.
All right, the Superdome, old Tulane Stadium, and Tiger Stadium?
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I went to that game. It was after Katrina when they couldn't play in the Dome, and it was Miami, and Bush was there, and Tom Benson punched out a cameraman. It was terrible.
He didn't punch out a cameraman, but yeah, like he was mad at Lee Zurich and a photographer, right? Wasn't that it?
Was that? I can't remember. I can't remember who it was, but it wasn't pretty though.
And it was Saban and the Dolphins, right?
That's right. And Reggie Bush, it was his first time back since since leaving the Saints. But anyway, hey, a couple of wide open Wednesday things. There was something in the news. I can't remember what sources came from in the last month or so and I can't remember. It was one of the news stations story saying that like 2/3 of Louisiana identifies as Democrat. So it's really strange how like all the higher offices are, held by Republicans. I guess it's just voter turnout.
I don't think that's the case. I thought it was in Louisiana. I thought it was like 1.1 million registered Republicans and about 1 million registered Democrats. That's what I thought it was. I thought about 150,000 more registered Republicans than Democrats in Louisiana.
Well, I see. Yeah, then I heard it wrong. But I got one other thing I wanted to say, and that is, why does Entergy run ads? They run print ads. They're a monopoly. I could understand if we had a choice between other utility companies, but we don't. And I'm thinking, how much money? That's got to be very expensive. I saw I was on the side of the Smoothie King Arena, that ad screen.
Yep.
And I've seen print ads, and it's like, how many millions of dollars are they spending on ads? Why don't they just take that off our bills,
Yeah, no, I'll tell you why, Robert. It's a hell of a good question. Have you noticed they now have signage up on streets where they're doing line work?
Yeah, that's another, it's kind of like when politicians do a bridge or something and they put the city council's name.
Yeah, you're answering your question right now. Entergy is doing it strictly so when they're proposing something to the city council or to the city, that the citizens get on their side. That's strictly why they're doing it. It's all about somehow appeasing and placating us, like they're on the job for us, even though they're a monopoly, like you said. But it's when the council or Entergy wants to, a rate hike or something with the city or the council, they want to change how things are set up presently. And that would get, in theory, like the citizens behind them. That's the only thing I can come up with. It's a very good question, but I think that's the answer.
It's basically lobbying, But I think because I can't. It's almost like every week they got some news story where someone's saying Entergy. Someone's complaining about Entergy. You know? And
I think that's what it is. It's about goodwill in the community, and let's beat down, that sentiment. The people that are complaining, and also, you're kind of answering your own question with what you're saying. You figured it out.
Right. It's really cynical. It's terrible. But
I agree.
That's something that take those millions of dollars and either fix the grid or lower our utility rates with that money.
Yeah.
But anyway, but that's not going to happen. So.
No, you're right. But those are good points. I've noticed the street signs up, like the city of New Orleans have a sign saying rebuilding the street or whatever. Entergy now has signs that they're real basic. Don't have a bunch of politicians saying it. Just says the top half's like Entergy, and then the bottom half's like white, and the black print says something like 17th Street line work or repairs or something like that. Just something very minor, like letting you know Entergy's at work for you kind of thing. Like we are improving the grid, like that kind of thinking.
Right, which is what they're supposed to be doing.
No, exactly. It's like you're getting a gold star for doing what you're supposed to be doing, a pat on the back, a thumbs up for being normal.
Right,
but they probably do it because they're not normal. They're abnormal. They, V-cut the trees, power goes out with a little bit of wind or rain. A Mylar balloon knocks out power. So no, they're not normal, so they have to do it. So I think you answered your question. The best, guess is that I can come up with is when they want some kind of change and it's going through the city council, they want citizens to back them, and then also to push back on this negative publicity they're getting by citizens complaining about all the outages.
Right. I guess you could say the same thing about Cox, because Cox runs ads. Right.
Well, but Cox isn't a monopoly, though. Cox isn't a monopoly. They used to be, I guess. But even then, it was a choice. You didn't have to have Cox. You got to have Entergy. It didn't like Entergy or Cleco. Pick your power company. No, Cleco's a monopoly. Entergy's a monopoly. They're in there. There's no crossover where you get to choose. Cox competes with AT&T and DirecTV, or Antenna Television, whatever. But Yeah, Entergy's a pure monopoly. It's strange.
Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Corey, I have a question for you, and I'm going to hang up and listen.
Well, don't hang up yet, because I got to say, you are correct on your.
You're right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
What you got, Robert?
Have you seen what Billy Nungesser is doing a fundraiser at Jefferson J-Pass, where it's some comedy show about Trump, like the singing Trump? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw the ad on television. Yeah, and that Billy Nungesser's sort of backing that. I hope that's not with tourism dollars.
It's a fundraiser for him, but I'm wondering. Now, I mean, obviously he's a Republican, and he's got the right to vote for whoever he wants to for president. But he's holding a very high office, and it kind of sends a signal, like. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, is he responding to Democrats as well, you know?
No, that's a good point. I guess it's a private fundraiser that he's just sponsoring himself. I sure hope it's not tourism dollars. I think Billy's a pretty legitimate guy as far as honesty. I don't think he's filling his pockets being lieutenant governor. But no, you're right. He holds this high office. Maybe he shouldn't be involved in stuff like that.
Or have a fundraiser, but don't make it so blatantly, because they're like what I brought up earlier. There are a lot of Democrats in the state still.
Yep. No, it's a good point. That's a good point. Obviously he's a Republican, but the singing Trump or the dancing Trump, whatever the show's called, that's going to be at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center. No, it's kind of like when I was at Jazz Fest, and I think it was Carlos Santana. It's like 20 years ago. He's ripping George Bush's president. It's just like, dude, just play Black Magic Woman already, okay? Don't want to hear your political message. I'm sitting there going, there's got to be, a third, maybe half the audience is Republican. They came to hear Carlos Santana play guitar, not give a political diatribe. But,
Well, hey, on that note, it was interesting that Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris, because she's got millions and millions of fans, and I'm sure she had Trump-supporting fans. She probably alienated some.
Oh no, I remember on Twitter, on social media, John Blanchard, who owns Rock and Bowl, had posted some political stuff and hardcore right. It could have been hardcore left. It's like Santana with Bush. He was bashing Bush, a Republican. I thought that was wrong. Blanchard was praising a Republican. I thought that was wrong, because it's like, dude, you're alienating half your audience. I think I sent him a direct message, or, hey, John, just stick to music. Half your audience are Democrats and liberals. Why would you want to alienate them,
Right. That's a good point,
No, you're bringing up all the good points, Robert. All of them. Hang on, all right, because you're correct about the Dome and Tulane Stadium and Tiger Stadium.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, Corey.
Yep, don't go anywhere, Robert. The corporal's going to get some information from you. Hey, I'm going to leave that question out there, not name 3 or 4 Louisiana stadiums that the Saints have played games in, because Robert just answered that. Superdome, Old Tulane Stadium, and Tiger Stadium, post-Katrina in 05, 06. There's one stadium left, though. Name the stadium that Robert didn't name that the Saints have played games in, or a game in at least. I think it's a few games. I think one maybe back in 06, and I think it was a preseason game. And I want to say in the late 60s, early 70s, they played a preseason game at this stadium. So the Saints have played in 4 Louisiana stadiums, have played games in 4 Louisiana stadiums. My question was name 3 of the 4. Robert nailed it. Superdome, Old Tulane Stadium, and Tiger Stadium. But there is a 4th stadium the Saints have played games in. If you got the answer for that, I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations: Mid-City, New Orleans, Metairie near North Kenner, Mandeville, Slidell, Baton Rouge. You can find out more, including booking an appointment or printing a gift certificate, any denomination. WoodhouseSpas.com. WoodhouseSpas.com. Good answer, Robert, for the trivia, and great questions about Entergy and Nungesser and the dancing Trump, the singing Trump, whatever it is. No, those are all legit. New Orleans venues where pro basketball has been played. I think there are 5 of them. Name 4 of the 5 New Orleans venues where pro hoops has been played. And name 5 prime steakhouses in New Orleans. There's at least 15 in the metro area. Name 5 of them. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 9480. You need air conditioning help? Total Maintenance is there for you in New Orleans, in Baton Rouge. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys, air conditioning experts that come immediately. Think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. You need AC or heat help? tm-ac.com. New Orleans NBR.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These and innovative Intralocks technology transforming movement in manufacturing. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway, across from Oxnard, on Airline Highway at LeVar by Causeway. Smoothie King.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Hey, Robert, I wanted to get those percentages right. I kind of had it backwards. You were right. Pew Research says 43% registered Democrats in Louisiana, 41% registered Republicans. Louisiana Secretary of State, I had the numbers backwards. I was right on the numbers, but backwards. About 1.1 million are registered Democrats. About 1 million are registered Republicans. So you're right. You know, Louisiana is considered a very red state. I think only Oklahoma had more voters, higher percentage of voters than Louisiana for Donald Trump last election. Only Oklahoma had a larger percentage. So I don't know what it is. Democrats don't vote as much. Republicans vote more than normal. I'm not saying vote twice. Just they go vote and Democrats stay home. I don't know. But you're right. I had it flip-flopped. I thought it was 1.1 million Republicans, about 1 million Democrats. It's the other way around. About 100,000 more registered Democrats in Louisiana than Republican. And Pew Research says it's 43% to 41% Democrat voters over Republican. So I stand corrected. No, always trying to get that information right, Robert. You nailed it. Robert was like 3-0, man. Trivia, good points, and the Democrat-Republican thing. Let's go right back to the Rouse's Markets phone lines. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480 to not chilly Gentilly, but maybe next week we get into the 50s, maybe Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That's nice. Jeff joins us in Gentilly. What up, Jeff?
I'm pretty sure I got the basketball courts.
Ah, nice. How you doing, man?
Getting by.
Yep. How about this weather?
No, it's to be trying to get a contract on it.
I hear that. All right, New Orleans pro basketball has been played, as far as I can count, 5 venues. Can you name 4 of them, Jeff?
I think I know all 5. The Buccaneers played at the Loyola Fieldhouse. The Jazz played at the Municipal Auditorium, the Superdome, and of course the new team plays at the Smoothie King. And I think they used the UNO Auditorium at some point, maybe.
The Atlanta Hawks did.
Yeah, they did after the Jazz left and went to Utah.
Yep, they were redoing the Omni, the then Omni in Atlanta, and I think it was 10 games they played at UNO while the Omni was being worked on. You nailed everything. The Jazz played a few games at the Loyola Fieldhouse as well.
I said that.
Oh, no, you said the Buccaneers.
Oh, well, they might have, but I know the Buccaneers played in there.
Yeah, no, the Buccaneers definitely did. But the Jazz played at the Municipal Auditorium. They played in the Loyola Fieldhouse a little, and they played in the Dome. You nailed them. Superdome Arena, Fieldhouse, Municipal Auditorium, and UNO Arena. You got all 5.
Okay.
Nice work, Jeff. How'd you know all that? Just experience? Basketball fan?
I work for the Jazz.
Wow. What do you do for them?
I videotaped games, and I sent the Betamax tapes to the NBA office after every game.
So that you were using Sony equipment back then?
TV then.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They didn't broadcast all the games on TV then. So the scoreboard in the Superdome had a camera underneath at the bottom and covered the whole court. I would send the tapes off to the NBA office.
From an above view?
Yep.
Wow. And you said it was Betamax, so you used Sony equipment, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm certain it was. Those were big tapes too.
Oh, so maybe you're talking, it was probably like that 1-inch stuff, the tapes that were like a foot across by 6 inches?
Yeah, I did the Tulane games there too.
Damn, nice, Jeff. Wow. Awesome, man. Yeah, the Jazz were what? In the Dome from 76 to 79?
Yeah, I only worked there for the last year that were there. Like when Pete blew his knee out, I was up in the press box when he did that.
Wow. Yeah, what was that? I think against the Buffalo Braves, passing between his legs.
January.
Passing between his
really
legs.
Good team then too. They were going to go to the playoffs, but
that wrecked it.
Yeah.
No, you're right. They were playoff bound. I used to watch some of those games on, I think Channel 26 had the games back then, some of them.
Yeah, that's who I taped the games for them, too.
Wow. Nice. Good stuff, man. Excellent, Jeff. You are correct.
Yeah, you right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Who's getting that gift card, Jeff?
I'll give it to my neighbor up the street.
Nice. It's a she?
But can I mention something about basketball in New Orleans?
Yes.
Why didn't they try to get the Jazz name back and not the Pelicans? The Pelicans is a baseball team. I mean, it makes no sense for the Utah Jazz.
Everything you're saying is true. I remember when the Saints organization came up with the Pelicans name. I was like, Tom Benson or the Benson should save that for when they get like a minor league team, hoping New Orleans gets like a Southern Association team, hoping they build a little 3,000 seat state-of-the-art minor league stadium down in that River District area where you.
Oh, I know, or on the other side of the interstate.
Yeah, just somewhere, you know. But
and now Utah's got an NHL team, and they're just called the hockey team. They're not called the Utes or the Mountains or the Avalanche or anything like that.
Kind of pulling like soccer, what soccer does. Football club, soccer club, whatever. No, that's interesting. I wonder if they'll eventually name that team. I think there was talk of trying to get the Jazz name back. I think maybe even the Saints organization inquired about it. There was talk of like literally like a first round draft choice, money being exchanged. And I think it's just such a fixture now in Salt Lake that it's locked in. It's like the Los Angeles Lakers. You know, it's Minneapolis Lakers.
The Minnesota team.
That's right. Minnesota's got 10,000 lakes. The Los Angeles has like 0, you know, but the name stayed in LA and it isn't really applicable. And the Jazz name now is just a fixture in Salt Lake, and it's not applicable at all. I mean, it's... And
even the brass name for the hockey team was perfect.
I thought so, too. I thought that was a hell of a good name. I thought that was... And the uniform with the, you know, the logo with like the trumpet, trombone, and then the hockey stick sticking up, too. That was great stuff.
I moved here from Canada, and I loved that.
The games at the Municipal Auditorium were fantastic, Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was much better than at the arena.
Well, it was kind of weird. If you're on the second level, you had to like look backwards to see like the puck in the corner.
Yeah. Twist your head a lot. You're talking about at the arena. Yeah. I thought, or are you talking about Municipal Auditorium?
Yeah.
Which one?
Municipal Auditorium.
Because it was just right on top of it, I guess. Yeah. I just like the intimacy, and all they needed were 3,000 or 4,000 for that league.
Used to be in Detroit. They had an overhang over the outfield, so if somebody hit a ball to the wall, you had to bend over and look at the play being made. I
just loved the venue. I just thought it was tight. It had a good crowd. You didn't need more than 3,000 or 4,000.
Down and you know.
The arena was a bad move. It's never going to fill it. It's minor league hockey, not major league. It's not NHL. You just need a few thousand folks. You know, that the Municipal Auditorium was great for hockey.
Oh, I thought so.
Anyway, good stuff,
good
Jeff.
Ice, I know that.
What's that?
They had really good ice.
Yeah, I remember it like, you know, a lot of melting and, you know, kind of flowing into the, you know, parts of the Municipal Auditorium. But yeah, they had the Zamboni, they had the whole 9 yards. The Lafayette hockey team, the Ice Gators, outdrew a few NHL teams in attendance. It's like LSU baseball outdraws like the Tampa Devil Rays. Like if you count the top 30 highly attended, you know, baseball teams attendance-wise in America. LSU's like 29th, like ahead of one or two Major League Baseball franchises on average attendance. The Ice Gators in Lafayette outdrew at least one or two NHL teams in average attendance
they did it
for a few
to,
years.
A couple of Florida teams when they first moved here, too.
Anyway, good stuff, Jeff.
All right.
Hang on in Gentilly, all right?
Will do.
Don't go anywhere. Got to get some info from you and tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Hey, Baton Rouge, Helm Paint and Decorating has been in BR for over a year now. Just like us in New Orleans for 55 years. When it's time to paint, you go to Helm Paint and Decorating. You don't go to some national chain store. You don't go to a big box store. You go to the folks that know paint. Helm Paint and Decorating. Benjamin Moore Paint. Lifetime guarantee. All the supplies needed to get the job done right. Plus, free 2-hour delivery in Metro New Orleans. Free 2-hour delivery in Metro Baton Rouge. Means your crew keeps working, getting the job done. 7 locations in New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. 4 Helm Paint and Decorating locations in Baton Rouge. Highland Road, Perkins Road, Jones Creek Road, Choctaw. They got you covered in New Orleans. They got you covered in Baton Rouge. When it's time to paint in Metro New Orleans, time to paint in Metro Baton Rouge. Do it once, do it right. They truly will steer you in the right direction. Helm Paint and Decorating.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Are you bringing us back early, Corporal? This TV ain't coming back for like 15 seconds. I'm going to have to, do. Jeopardy theme. Still 5 seconds till we sync up with television, Corporal. There we go. Yeah, you're right. Welcome back, Corey Johnson with us. You missed a spot in there, man. What the hell? Thanks so much for joining us. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, over on the Best Bank, Saturday, 11 to 7. Holy Cross's campus right there on General de Gaulle. The Hispanic Festival, the inaugural West Bank Hispanic Heritage Festival. Evelyn Pajon joins us on the program. How you doing, Evelyn?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Yeah, the first ever West Bank Hispanic Heritage Festival, Saturday from 11 to 7. Holy Cross and the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Louisiana are doing this thing. Why? What's the reason on this? I mean, it's only a positive. I'm just curious how it all got started and why.
Yeah, no worries. We had a vision where we wanted to bring community resources, not only to our community, but also in the West Bank. You know, there hasn't been anything done like this probably since before Katrina in the West Bank. So we really wanted to bring people together. We love festivals here in New Orleans, right? So we wanted to have a way to bring people together and not only offer them community resources, but also have live music and, arts and crafts and food trucks and things like that. So we wanted to collaborate and just give people a good time while also helping them out, get some information that they didn't have before.
It's going to take place on the Great Lawn on the Holy Cross campus. It's absolutely free to the public. Lots of entertainment, lots of food, right?
That's right. We have over 30 vendors of food and artisans, and we also have some great music and great performers from 11 to 7. It's an all-day affair.
And like Greek Fest, where all the food's Greek food, all the music's Greek music, very similar what's going on at this festival. It's basically all going to be Latino, Hispanic food and music, right?
So we wanted to cater to everybody. We will have a great array of Latino-owned businesses and Latino-owned food. We have quesadillas and we have tamales, right? Your traditional Latin food. But we also have Chick-fil-A, for example, that's going to be there. We have some great choices of burgers. We have Moe's fries. And so we do have an array of different foods to please everybody.
Nice. Yeah, you got to take care of the kids with the Chick-fil-A and the like. Hey,
of course, that's the first thing they'll be asking for.
Exactly. You guys have a little health angle involved in this festival. Tell us about that.
We do. So we're so excited to provide these resources. We will have a dental bus providing free dental checkups for adults and children. We will have inclusive care doing checkups. We will have somebody giving out vaccines, and with insurance or without insurance, there will be vouchers for people without insurance. We will have the VA talking about mental health, and we're really excited about the medical part. I think that yes, it's great to have a festival, to have great music, great food, but then you also get to enjoy these things and this information that you don't normally get.
This Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., the University of Holy Cross campus, the Great Lawn. It's the inaugural West Bank Hispanic Heritage Festival. It's absolutely free. No charge to get in, and lots of entertainment, lots of food. Am I missing anything?
I think you've hit it all. Yeah, it's free to the public, like you said. Just come hungry. You know, we're supporting a lot of great vendors. That's the purpose of this festival as well, to support these great people. You know, and just come and have a good time. Bring your picnic blanket, your lawn chairs, and just come and enjoy some music and some great performances.
Hey, Evelyn, I'm thinking like Cajun, Pajon. Is it Payon? How you pronounce your last name?
Pajon. So it's actually French.
Okay.
I'm Cuban, but you know, Cuba has an immersion of people. So
Yeah, no, it's
Pajon.
it's a gumbo of
Somehow
people.
Pajon ended up in Cuba.
Yeah, no, Cubans are a bunch. It's like gumbo in Cuba. There's lots of different.
It sure is. And we moved to the right spot because New Orleans has a lot of affiliation with Cuba back in the day.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, I think LSU played against like Havana like in 1909. So going back over 100 years. Hey,
wow, that's so interesting.
Yep, Evelyn, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Yep, the pleasure's all mine. That's Evelyn Pajon, the event organizer, the inaugural West Bank Hispanic Heritage Festival, 11 to 7 this Saturday. One day only. It's the first one. You know, you hit it out the park. That thing will probably grow into the future. It's on the Great Lawn at the Holy Cross campus, University of Holy Cross, right there at the end of General de Gaulle and Algiers, heading towards the lower coast. And it's on the Great Lawn, and it's absolutely free.
It's a big place. So do you mind if I say the address as well?
What's that?
It is a huge... So do you mind if I say the address as well?
Oh, no, yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, so it's going to be 4123 Woodland Drive in New Orleans. If you put it in your GPS, 4123 Woodland Drive will take you right to the main gate to enter and park your car. There's plenty of parking, free as well.
Yeah, essentially the end of General de Gaulle, hook a left before the bridge over the Intracoastal, right?
That's right.
Yep, perfect. Thanks so much, Evelyn.
Thank you for your time. It was a pleasure.
No, pleasure's all mine. Like I said, that's Evelyn Pajon joining us. Go check it out. Corey Johnson with you. A wide open Wednesday. That 4 o'clock hour blew by, huh? 5 o'clock power hour coming your way. It's all brought to you every day by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebra, right on the corner, right on the price, the car corner, I-10 at Williams Boulevard, home of Lamarck Ford for 45 years, home of the #1 Lincoln dealership in the state. And don't forget about Lamarck Crescent City Ford, the truck dealership on Jefferson Highway under the Lamarck umbrella. On radio, on TV, on YouTube, it's all brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. 5 o'clock power hour is upon us. Where's Blue Boy, Jason? Uh-oh. Oh, Blue Boy. Sleeping over there, huh? Give him a little nudge. There he is. There, finally you're waking up, buddy. I want some kibble. I demand some food. Wow. All right. And a walk. Holy smokes. Coming right back, New Orleans. Oh, boy. Just go manually, dude. Just click on like a spot there and it'll pull up the other thing. Just click on the spot there. Just hit that twice. Hit that spot twice.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Come experience the best smoothies in the metro area at Smoothie King. Jay and his father have been Smoothie King franchisees for decades on Jefferson Highway across from Oxford, on Airline Highway at LaBarre by Causeway. Smoothie King.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread. Oh, yeah. 5 o'clock power hour is upon us on a wide open Wednesday where you're the show host, you're the producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss, maybe something I'm missing, not discussing enough, or something I've got all wrong. But for that, let's go to La Jolla. Number 9, Mr. Drew Brees. Brees. He is exactly correct. It is New Orleans, Louisiana. Corey Johnson with you, 5 o'clock powwow this afternoon on a wide open Wednesday, brought to you by Tracy's The all-new Tracy's, legendary Tracy's on Magazine. They just moved down the block. Bigger and better than ever. You're going to love the new location. It is fully open, ready for you. Saints fans, Tulane fans, LSU fans, Pelican fans, Major League Baseball playoffs, Premier League soccer. NBA's about to crank up. They got you covered on all the flat screens. I didn't count, but I wouldn't doubt at Tracy's if there might be like 30 or 40 flat screen TVs, including in the main area, like a 120-inch monster, a big bad boy in there. Legendary Tracy's in their brand new location, 2 stories, plus a nice big balcony overlooking Magazine Street. Caddy corner from that Bromart on Magazine. It's Magazine at Pleasant. That's in between Washington and Louisiana on the riverside of Magazine, right on the corner of Magazine and Pleasant. All your favorite teams. Yeah, when it's time to check out your favorite sports teams, it's hard to find a better place than the brand new Tracy's Magazine at Pleasant. And I love that they've got a full kitchen there, and it's Tracy's, home of that sloppy roast beef po' boy, one of the better roast beef po' boys anywhere in town. So you're not at some sports bar with some greasy, nasty food that you just sort of, trying to plow through because you want to stick around and watch the game with your friends. No, you got your friends, fans, and a full kitchen. Legendary Tracy's, the place to be for Saints, Tulane, LSU, Pelicans, Major League Baseball playoffs, Premier League soccer, and coming soon, NBA. Tracy's Magazine at Pleasant. The all-new Tracy's. 5 o'clock power hour this afternoon on a wide open Wednesday, brought to you by Tracy's. Got a lot to cover. Hurricane Milton bearing down on the Tampa, St. Pete area. Right now it's a Category 4, winds around 140 miles an hour. Expected to be a Category 3 when the eye approaches Tampa. Maybe in about 2 or 3 hours from now. About 130 something miles away from Tampa. Storm surge, wind, heavy rain, tornadoes. No, we're very fully aware of all this stuff. So keep the Tampa, St. Pete, Bradenton, all those areas in your thoughts and prayers. The eye expected to hit the west coast of Florida Peninsula in just a few hours. That's the eye. I mean, the storm's already been pounding Tampa with heavy rains, tornadoes, heavy winds, and flooding. There were at least 8 tornado warnings in and around Tampa just this morning. 7 issued in the metro Miami area on the other side of the state. Let's hope this storm slows down as far as intensity, that the rain slow down, the storm surge slows down, and the storm itself speeds up and beelines across that Florida, the state of Florida, into the Atlantic quickly. Boy, on I-75, this is just sickening. I really don't understand people, and there's no excuses for this crap. I want a 911. I want a Porsche, okay? But I can't afford the tires and the oil changes. So I don't have a 911. I don't have a Porsche. And that's a machine. That's a material item. A dog is a responsibility. People are just pathetic. I do not get it. A dog's not something you leave in the yard 24 hours and it's an alarm system. A dog has to go to the vet at least once, ideally 2 times a year. You have to vaccinate your dog. You can't just blow that off. And in Louisiana and a lot of the South, most of the South, if not all of it, every month, not every other month, not twice a year, every month, if you're a responsible dog owner, there are no exceptions to this. You have to give the dog heartworm medicine. Now, a lot of you folks, whatever, I go to the vet, I get them vaccinated. Don't have to give them heartworm medicine every month. My dog's not outside getting bitten by mosquitoes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mosquitoes in the house, outside. Heartworm medicine is a must. It's not an option. It's called responsible pet ownership. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Just like you turn off the brain, try to justify your pathetic behavior. No, an I-75. Thank God for the Florida Highway Patrol, the state patrol. Somebody in their car pulled over, sick of the dog in the car, tired of the dog in the car, some lame excuse, don't have time for this, can't mess with this, it's causing me problems, I can't focus on the road, whatever. Walks the dog over to the fence about 50 yards off I-75, ties it to the fence and drives away. Some idiot human being. Pathetic. Now, thank God the Florida Highway Patrol found the dog. And the dog, when they found him, was standing in water up to his stomach, up to his chest. So about a foot, 15 inches, 18 inches of water and rising. It's raining. The dog was going to drown. No, thank goodness the dog was found. Beautiful pit terrier, beautiful dog. And hopefully, social media will do something positive. They'll find out the owners of this dog, the previous owners of this dog, and arrest these people and let it be known they were arrested for what they do. So it sends a message to all these shady, deviant characters that own a dog or a cat and treat them like crap and try to justify not going to the vet, not putting them on heartworm medicine, not getting them vaccinated. Man, I don't make enough money. Then don't have the dog. Then don't have the dog. Man, my life's unstable. Then don't have the dog. Man, these things popped up that I didn't know were going to pop up in my life. Then find a friend or another human being that'll adopt the dog. Don't tie it to a fence on I-75. Don't drop it off at the shelter. Act a little civilized. Act a little humanely. My God. No, we need to ramp that up. They need to find these idiots and put them in jail. It sends a message out to these deviant losers that don't know how to handle a pet responsibly that, hey, keep doing what you're doing. You're going to go to jail and your life is going to be thrown up in the air. You might lose your job, your car, your apartment, your house, whatever. It needs to be a life-changing moment. Because I'll tell you this at the very least, even if you don't care about animals, people that treat animals like crap, they treat human beings like crap. It's just basic psychology. It's not some, big brainstorm going on there. It's like kindergarten stuff. In Louisiana, we have dog fighting still, cock fighting. Yeah, my father was, our grandfather was Cajun and it's part of the culture. No, it's not. I'm 25% Cajun. It's the Cajun blood pumping through my body. It's not part of Cajun culture. It's part of loser culture. Don't try to hook it to Cajuns. They have a thing in Crowley at the Rice Arena, the Cajun Classic. And it's a bunch of losers selling, dog fighting stuff and, the stuff where you can get in touch with them away from the arena and the lineage of the dogs. And they're breeding these dogs strictly for fighting. It's mind-blowing for me. And it should be for you. No, your grandfather's not a good guy. No, he just fought dogs. It was a different era, different culture back then. He knew right and wrong. And you put that evil in you, something's got to come out. It's a yin-yang. It's science. It's input, output. Can't go fight dogs or fight roosters, cockfighting, and no, my grandfather's a really good guy. No, he's not. I love when I hear these stories about your grandfather was like a big racist, but he was a great guy. No, he wasn't a great guy. People know right and wrong, and it's obvious. Now, people get suckered into trends and following other people, but in the beginning, they know it was wrong. No, this idiot that ties the dog to the fence off I-75 needs to be found and thrown in a cage. First off, needs to be tied to the fence on I-75 for a few days with no food and water. No food and water. See how that person likes it. In a rainstorm with the water coming up. See how they like that. No, it's just beyond inhumane, beyond uncivilized, beyond unacceptable. Hopefully some people saw that go down, got a license plate, see it on social media, can help the authorities find these jerks after Hurricane Milton and put them in jail for a while because they deserve it. They're a danger to us, the regular community. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open 766-9480. 766-9480. It's not a good thing. Weather Channel would probably say we'd rather not have these super duper ratings tonight because it means people's lives are endangered. But a lot of folks, myself included, will be checking out some Weather Channel tonight. Hurricane Milton approaching Tampa as we speak. It's already been pounding it. The eye is approaching Tampa. The storm for hours and hours and hours storm surge, wind, heavy rain, even tornadoes in Tampa. And they don't have the Great Wall of St. Bernard. They don't have like Netherlands gates, big storm surge gates protecting the bay. The interstate goes underwater. Tampa is just sadly, worse than pre-Katrina New Orleans. Just haven't really had a direct hit from a storm. This might be it. Tampa might be getting $14 billion in flood protection over the next decade or so after this one. They need it. They need it. Tampa St. Pete's a nice city. I mean, there's a handful of cities I could live in America. It's hard being a New Orleanian moving somewhere. The culture, the richness of our city, and I don't mean monetarily. No, Tampa St. Pete's a pretty livable place. It needs flood surge protection. It needs hurricane protection. It's vulnerable. It's just sitting there right on the Gulf. The Trump Bible, it sells for $60. Or if Trump autographs it, it's $1,000. It's the God Bless the USA Bible. Donald Trump did it with that fantastic musician, Lee Greenwood. He's absolutely incredible. I think someone in kindergarten could write Lee Greenwood songs. I'm proud to be an American where at least I know I'm free. And I put my arm on my chest and get down on one knee. I say to America, you're the greatest place on earth. Finding something that rhymes with earth. I guess I'll go to Australia and say Perth. It's like kindergarten stuff. And anyone who cries listening to the Lee Greenwood song, you've got some emotional problems. Seriously, you're not a patriot. Don't go with that excuse. I said this last time. You want something to cry about? Just go to YouTube and put in Marine Corps Devil Dogs commercial. Marine Corps Devil Dogs commercial. That's all you need to do. Watch that. That might get a tear going. That's America. Lee Greenwood singing this kindergarten written song from a guy that's not a very good musician. I mean, people that like Lee Greenwood don't like music. It's sort of like, I don't like Hollywood. I hear you. I love Hollywood. I don't like Hollywood political message, but I love movies and quality television. I'm watching The Penguin right now. It's really, really good. I can't wait for season 4 of Godfather of Harlem to come out with Forrest Whitaker as Bumpy Johnson. It's incredible television. I was watching Soprano reruns the other night. Got caught watching 3 hours in a row. Such good television. Great movies throughout history. I mean, Godfather 2 was on the other day. It's 50 years old, from the early 70s. Francis Ford Coppola. It's just great stuff. I don't like Hollywood. Then you don't like quality entertainment. The whole world loves Hollywood. Lee Greenwood got all his CDs. Then you're not a music fan. I don't know what to tell you. And if you cry over that stuff, you need some emotional help. Go YouTube Marine Corps Devil Dog spot. That's America. That's patriotism. That's a tearjerker. Lee Greenwood singing some song that somebody wrote with crayons in kindergarten. I don't know. Jeez, horrible. Is there another song besides Proud to Be an American by Lee Greenwood? It's got to be just something as goofy and dopey, just something that's supposedly patriotic. And Lee Greenwood's like Moses' age now. He's 900. Anyway, the Trump Bible, he did it with Lee Greenwood. It's the King James Version. It's got the U.S. Constitution in the back of it. It's got the Declaration of Independence in it. It's got the Bill of Rights and the Pledge of Allegiance. It's just mind-blowing. I love America and the United States, and I have faith. Jesus is my God. But the United States and our political system and all that, it's like a grain of sand in the desert to Jesus. Jesus isn't United States, best country on earth. Jesus doesn't think like that. Best country on earth. He likes us better than France. No, he doesn't. It's just so like, myopic, just looking at one little thing instead of like the bigger thing. It's just mind blowing to me. Anyway, the Bible is made in China. The Donald Trump Lee Greenwood Bible, proud to be an American, or at least I get my Bible from China. From China. The Bible costs $3 to produce. They sell it for $59, $59.95, $60. So it's a $57 profit maker where they could have had the Bible made in the United States somewhere, and they'd make a little less profit, I guess. If Trump autographs it, it's $1,000. It's a $940 signature. And can you imagine Trump just signing those? Why isn't Trump in North Carolina? He's signing Bibles. Oklahoma has a law where they must use the Bible in classrooms. Here's some of the specifics to the law. The Bible has to be the King James Version. It has to have the U.S. Constitution in it, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Is there any other Bible on planet Earth besides this Trump Lee Greenwood Bible that has those things? The Oklahoma law basically is like, in the classroom will be the Trump Bible, the God Bless the USA Bible. I mean, look, I don't know about you. I like to believe facts, not what I want to believe or I hope is true. I'm a man of faith, always have been my whole life. Jesus is my God. Donald Trump is just sort of recently been a man of faith, and it probably accelerated greatly from that assassination attempt. But before that, I mean, some of the most uncomfortable scenes ever were like a group of evangelicals gathering around Trump. This is like the last decade, and like putting their hands on him and praying for him. Talk about a guy, just out of his element. Much better in a strip joint with a bunch of hookers putting their hands on him, Yeah, no, I'm not voting for Donald Trump in a few weeks. You're assuming I'm voting for Kamala Harris? You're wrong. I'm not voting for Kamala Harris in a few weeks either. I'm voting for candidate C. I'm writing in a candidate. Impossible for me to vote for the deviant, egomaniacal, narcissistic lunatic that is Donald Trump. Impossible for me, with my morals, ethics, and integrity, impossible to vote for him. And I didn't think Kamala Harris was doing a very good job as vice president. Don't really think she's qualified to be president. So no, I'm not voting for her either. Sorry, liberals. Not voting for either candidate, voting for a third candidate. I made a mistake one time in the Bush-Kerry election, didn't vote, wasn't into either candidate. And I love George Bush today. I think I really am a big fan of George Bush. Those speeches at like Yale, or to you people that graduated with honors, congratulations. And to the C student, you too can be president. Just brilliant. No, this election is less than appetizing. And Donald Trump, to me, is just not a savory, candidate, not someone that I would vote for. Well, I'm not. You're a Republican. You want to vote for him? Go for it. You're a Democrat. Vote for Harris. I'm not. But Donald Trump's not a religious person. He's not a man of deep faith. Human nature, for some, we want to believe, and social media is nauseating because they just perpetuate all these just lies, nonsense, BS. And these people have millions of followers and thumbs up with their comments. It's a lot of what they want to believe, what they hope is true, not where the facts lead them. And the facts are obvious in so many cases. Sometimes it's a little more confusing. I'm a consensus guy. I'll watch Fox. I'll watch MSNBC. And I don't watch them for news. I watch them for the political talk, because that's what they are. They're not news outlets. Avalanche kills 300 in France at ski resort. You going to Fox News or MSNBC for that? Not a shot. You going to some reputable news source that has journalists on the ground, giving you the real information. No, I like getting a bunch of sources. And I don't mind if they're liberal or conservative leaning. I go into reading or watching the story knowing that. And then there are a bunch of more fair and objective. It's like journalists, individual journalists. Some that lean right, some that lean left, some that really do a great job trying their best to be fair and objective and do the best they can do journalistically. I go where the facts lead me. No, I've been a registered independent since I was 18. Just me personally, I was like, man, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. Don't want to be associated with those parties. I'll vote for the best candidate. And I'm not dogging folks that are Democrats or Republicans. That's fine. At least you know who you are. I respect that. But the folks that are extreme, the wacky right and the loony left, it's a nightmare. In New Orleans, we in Louisiana, we live all around it. In New Orleans, it's loony leftists running New Orleans into the gutter. And in Louisiana, it's mostly wacky right-wingers that are evangelical even. Believing God, Trump's a man of faith. Trump, his whole life, didn't vote because you can't stick someone in line and cut in the line later. Hey, Charlie, I'm going to pay you $100. You stand in line. Right when you get up there, call me on the cell phone. I'll show up and jump in line. Can't do that. So Trump never voted. Look it up. That's where Hillary Clinton screwed up. Just focusing on what the guy doesn't do, like doesn't vote. And he doesn't go to church. Not a big Bible reader, not a big, Jesus person. It's just, I'm not saying he doesn't believe in God or now is a man of faith after the assassination attempt, but talk about an uncomfortable human being when a bunch of people are putting their hands on him, praying around him. I'm a man of faith. I'd be uncomfortable with a bunch of evangelicals putting their hands on me and all praying. I'd be a little uncomfortable. It's a little over the top. More power to them. But the Trump Bible is such a farce in so many ways. Connecting America to the Bible, American politics, connecting the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, the Pledge of Allegiance in the Trump Bible, the God Bless the USA Bible. Just crazy. And then made in China. And Trump folks are like, whatever, man, I have to make it in China. Whatever. This guy that wants to put tariffs. So the Bible would go from $59 to like $90 if the tariff was in place. So consumers pay more for a tariff. Anyway, I thought that was funny that the Trump Bible is made in China. And I thought it was funny that it had the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Pledge of Allegiance as part of the Bible. Jesus like, what? Say what? That's what Jesus is saying. Say what? And then the Oklahoma law where you have to use the Bible in the classroom, but it has to be the King James Version with the U.S. Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Pledge of Allegiance in the Bible. Is there another Bible that has any of that stuff? No, of course not. Doesn't exist. So essentially the Oklahoma law is wink, wink. It's the Trump Bible, the Lee Greenwood, the God Bless the USA Bible that's made in China. It's beyond ironical. But you keep on being you, keep doing you. It's crazy. It is, Corporal. It is. It is, man. I hear you over there on the other side of the glass. It's crazy. It's crazy. Audubon gutters featuring the Leaf Guard system. You'll literally never have to clean your gutters ever again. I've got Audubon gutters with the Leaf Guard system on my house. Talking the talk, walking the walk. Why would you even consider going with anyone else but Audubon gutters for your home? Sterling reputation, part of the fabric of New Orleans for decades. They know what they're doing. Drew and his family, his two sons, they stand behind the work. Yeah, I got Audubon gutters on my house. You need gutters? You should look into Audubon gutters with the Leaf Guard system. Corey Johnson with you. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Hurricane Milton bearing down on Tampa. It's been hitting Tampa all day. The eye is about to hit Tampa, south of Tampa in the next few hours. But the storm has been hitting Tampa since early this morning. Storm surge, wind, heavy rain, tornadoes. Keep Tampa, St. Pete, Bradenton, Lakeland, all of Florida, Sarasota. Last thing they need. I mean, my God, less than 2 weeks ago, Helene hitting just north of there. Last thing they need. Tampa has a problem with, and it's no fault of Tampa. There's still a lot of debris and things from Helene like piled up in front of people's houses. It's going to get swept up in the wind and the rain and blown all over the place. Dangerous. You know, knocking out windows and doors, tree branches and limbs and wood and all kind of stuff that's on the side of the road waiting to get picked up. They did their best to get it picked up, but it's 2 weeks later, not even 2 weeks from Helene. They're not done. No, it's a nightmare. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Speaking of a nightmare, thank God for the Florida Highway Patrol. On I-75, someone pulled over, walked their dog to the fence about 50 yards off the interstate and tied their dog to the fence. When the Highway Patrol got there, the water was up to the dog's chest. The dog was going to drown. After Milton passes, hopefully someone videoed that, has the license plate number of that, can identify the car or the people. Social media out there, someone will be like, I was behind that idiot that did that. Find these people and arrest these people. Send them to jail. Disrupt their life. No, they do that to an animal. They're going to do it to people. Tie them to the fence off the interstate, you know, during a rainstorm. See how they like it. Just people are sick, inhumane, crazy. Mayor Cantrell's father-in-law sued by Gulf Coast Bank for his deceased son's debt. Jason Cantrell passing away in August of last year. His father was Judge Harry Cantrell, is former Judge Harry Cantrell. Owes about $33,000 on 2 loans to Gulf Coast Bank. Documents say Mayor Cantrell's Broadmoor neighborhood house has a mortgage of $362,000. Problem is, the house is valued at, appraised for $250,000. So about $112,000 larger mortgage than the house is worth. It's usually the other way around. You can borrow up to like 80% of the house value. Got to come up with 10 or 20% down. Refinance your mortgage, you can pull out up to 80% of the house value. The mayor's loan mortgage is for $362,000. The house is worth $250,000. That is by definition in the financial world. It's called upside down. Upside down. It's like when you're trading in your car and you owe $5,000 on the car and it's worth $4,000. You're upside down. No, and this is the person we trusted that can't handle her own checkbook, her own finances to run the city. And boy, there were warning signs before election number 1 when she was on the city council using that city council credit card as a personal line of credit for years. Personal line of credit. Oh, I need $1,000. I'll just use the city credit card. Oh, I need a few thousand to pay that. I'll use the city credit card. And then only when it was discovered did she use campaign funds, which she had built up running for mayor, to pay off that debt. No, just terrible. Terrible. Going to turn off the traffic cameras, reneged on that. The first meeting of people that were going to be part of administration, they had to sign some non-disclosure where they couldn't talk to the press. I mean, just secretive stuff. All these signs. And then she gets reelected to a second term, and it's Ray Nagin 2.0. Going to be indicted most likely. I mean, who would bet against the mayor being indicted? You'd have to be crazy where all the facts are leading. And then most likely going to jail. The best thing the mayor could do is cop a plea deal with the feds right now and resign as mayor. Best thing for her, best thing for the city of New Orleans. But she has too much crazy pride to do that. No chance that's happening. I mentioned yesterday Gilbert Montano, the CAO, walking away from Cassie Sherm, the investigative reporter from Channel 6, not answering questions, hiding behind some media person. No, when the cameras were on her from Channel 6, on him from Channel 6, looked like a deer caught in the headlights. It was embarrassing for Montano. His best thing to do is cooperate with the feds, be a cooperating witness. Cooperating witness. Hey, are you on the causeway right now? Beeline and north to the North Shore? Fire in a to-go order at Trey Yen. Are you kidding me? 985-626-4476. That's the phone number. Do it right now while you're in the car on the causeway. 626-4476. Pull right out in front. They'll walk the to-go order right out to your car. You don't even leave the vehicle. And then when you get home, Mom, Dad, the kids, you're a hero with that big to-go order from Trey Yen. So good. Or better yet, dine in tonight at Trey Yen. At the foot of the causeway for you folks on the North Shore. South Shore folks, 25 short minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center. You're in the parking lot at Trey Yen. Ready to dine on some Chinese cuisine like nowhere else. Tonight for dinner, make it Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Have you been to the new Tracy's on Magazine? There's no better sports bar restaurant in the entire city. Tracy's is inside of a 100-year-old building with literally dozens and dozens of flat-screen TVs, including a 120-inch monster. Tracy's has everything you're looking for in a sports bar, including arguably the best roast beef po' boy in town. When it's time to check out your favorite teams, make it Tracy's on Magazine at Pleasant, in between Washington and Louisiana. Legendary Tracy's in the Garden District.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters.
And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Yeah, you right. Wednesday, wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Why aren't you at Katie's right now in Mid-City? What a great way to end the day. Katie's in Mid-City. Iberville, Corner Telemachus. Big portions, great for sharing, a true taste of New Orleans. New Orleans specialties, old school. Katie's, as New Orleans as it gets. Iberville, Corner Telemachus in Mid-City. And don't forget Scott Craig's other place, Francesca Deli in Lakeview. We had a good sloppy roast beef po' boy there a few weeks ago. They had Evermore Water at Francesca on Harrison in between Canal Boulevard and West End Boulevard. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria. Yeah, but the big question, why aren't you at Katie's right now in Mid-City? Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Hurricane Milton sadly bearing down on Tampa. It's been, the eye of the storm's about to hit Tampa, south of Tampa, actually. The storm itself, the outer bands, the hurricane itself has been hitting Tampa since this morning. It's sort of weird, like landfall expected at that, indirectly that should mean the storm's been pounding that area for hours because it's the eye of the storm they're talking about. I remember Helene less than 2 weeks ago. It was in the Gulf of Mexico, like 150 miles off the coast of Florida. And Charlotte, North Carolina was getting 15 inches of rain from the outer bands. It was that big. So, the storm's going to hit Florida at, 9 o'clock tonight. Storm's been hitting Charlotte, North Carolina, hundreds of miles north of the state of Florida, through Georgia, through South Carolina, to North Carolina. Been hitting it for hours, flooding it. I said it yesterday. Some friends of mine were like, dude, how did these mountain areas flood? I was like, take a 5-gallon water jug and pour it in your bathroom sink and see what happens. The sink only can hold about a gallon or two. The drain can only handle so much water going down. And that 5-gallon jug is just spewing out of there, and it's going to overflow, flood your bathroom, and then flow into the rest of your house. Pour a 5-gallon jug of water in your bathroom sink. Actually, don't do it, because it'll just prove my point about why it floods in mountainous areas. You get 15 inches of rain in a few hours, and then a little pause, and then 15 more inches. It's going to flood. Mount Everest is going to flood. USA Today had an article, 7 NFL coaches on the hot seat. Besides the Panthers, Dallas, Jacksonville, Vegas, Philly, and Cleveland. Yes, Dennis Allen was there. He's 18-21 with the Saints. I thought Mickey Loomis made a hell of a good point yesterday. He came prepared. He had it written on a card at the press conference. Said, I knew you guys were going to ask this question. I'm prepared. He talked about Tom Landry. He talked about a bunch of Hall of Fame coaches, Bill Belichick, Tom Landry, Sean Payton. You remember Sean Payton in the middle of his career? He had 3 7-9 seasons in a row. Big market New York fired Tom Coughlin. Tom Coughlin, you can sit there and go, Sean Payton's a much better coach than Tom Coughlin. And maybe I would agree with you. I'm biased. I like Sean Payton. I like the Saints. Tom Coughlin has 2 Super Bowl wins, not just one. Tom Coughlin had Eli Manning, an excellent quarterback, but probably not as good as Drew Brees. Doesn't have the statistics that Drew Brees has. And I'm an Eli Manning fan. I'm a New Orleans guy. Love the Manning family. So Tom Coughlin's got not 1, but 2 Super Bowl wins. And in big market New York, he didn't have 3 7-9 seasons in a row. He had like 1 or 2 losing seasons in a row, and they 86'd him. After the 3rd 7-9 season in New Orleans, the Saints gave Sean Payton $1 million a year raise. So different market, different mentality, whole deal. But the point, Mickey Loomis is right. These coaches that are Hall of Fame coaches that struggled when they first started, and they're Hall of Fame coaches. Chuck Knox might have been one in Pittsburgh too. Chuck Noll. So Chuck Noll in Pittsburgh, Tom Landry in Dallas, Belichick in New England eventually with the dynasty, and Sean Payton with the Saints with the 3 7-9s in a row. No, it's hard to argue with what he's saying. Keep your thoughts and prayers at Tampa, St. Pete area, huh? When you got to get supplies during hurricane season to hunker down, or just get stuff for the weekend, Friday coming up, grabbing all your stuff for the weekend. Rouse's Markets has you covered. Best quality, best price, best selection. It tastes like home because it is home. South Louisiana, New Orleans grocery store. 1 million customers a week. 1 million customers a week hitting your Rouse's Market. It's unbelievable. Open every day at 7 a.m. They don't close till 10 p.m. They got you covered. It's Rouse's Markets. No, that's my grocery store. That's 1 million customers a week. Over 50 million people a year going to Rouse's. From Lake Charles to Mobile, Alabama, everywhere in between. About 1/3 of all Rouse's location, over 20, are in the metro New Orleans area. Yeah, it's our grocery store. Corey Johnson with you, wide open Wednesday. The Trump Bible, the God Bless the USA Bible, FYI, made in China. Made in China. Hey, before I came into work, I grabbed a Smoothie King from my Smoothie King. Jay and his dad own 2 Smoothie Kings. Not all Smoothie Kings are the same. Different hours. Sometimes you'll go in. I was on a West Bank Smoothie King about 3 weeks ago before I was going to play a round of golf. They open at 7. I walk in there. There are 4 people waiting, arms folded, and the girl is setting up. It was like 7:15. They open at 7. Maybe you get there at 6:15, so when people come in at 7, it's ready to go. So I just walked in and walked out. I'm like, I don't have 15 minutes to wait for a smoothie. Jay and his dad, Smoothie King, always 2 people helping out, sometimes 3. You're in and out quick. They mix those smoothies right. They stand by their hours, and they take care of their customers. Jefferson Highway across from Oshner, and the old Metairie Smoothie King airline at LaBar by Causeway, by the Rouses. Not all Smoothie Kings are the same, far from it. Experience the best. Jay and his dad, Smoothie King.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters, and
You'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it.
Let Audubon Gutters install leaf guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, you right. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. Boy, a lot of eyes are going to be on the Weather Channel tonight, huh? I'm going to be watching. They do a great job. Cantori, all those folks out there in the field. Dangerous what they do. I was watching during Helene just less than 2 weeks ago. Guys out in the middle of the street reporting, winds blowing sideways. I'm like, some corrugated piece of metal, a tree branch, something could just, hurt or kill that guy. Dangerous. Got to be careful. Got to do better than that, Weather Channel. Don't put yourself in harm's way for a shot. Anyway, keep the Tampa, St. Pete area in your thoughts and prayers as Hurricane Milton has been pounding that area since this morning. But the eye is going to hit that area in the next few hours. What's that, Blue Boy? You're keeping him in your thoughts and prayers, and you thank God that dog tied to the fence off I-75 was saved. You're right, Blue Boy. Hopefully that person gets arrested after this storm passes. See you tomorrow, Thursday, 4 o'clock. Be there.
On the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.